Everyone knows Faker, best player to have ever played League of Legends. He's a mid laner, he's not a jungler. What happens when Faker gets jungle? Well, we're going to find out today, because today he's not actually the Corki. Those astute enough to see that on the left, that's someone called Mioz. Yeah, that's not Faker. This is Faker. Faker's playing Nocturne. Nocturne recently got buffed as well, last patch or the patch before. I think he's getting buffed again or something like that. Either way, Nocturne, good jungle champion. Faker, good League of Legends player. What's he going to do? How's he going to play jungle? So, first things first, Nocturne has gone for the Electrocute runes. Pretty standard. Secondary, you have loads of different options. You can go on Nocturne, you can go for your... I like going Sorcery second for ultimate hack, because Nocturne's quite ultimate reliant. But either way, what's good about picking Nocturne is you don't have to run around and force loads of plays. You can just farm on Nocturne. So he's one of those... in my opinion, he's pretty good for solo queue. He's more of like an assassin than anything else. But we'll see how Faker wants to play him, because he's not opting for the full clear here. He's actually looking to do something in the early game. So he's going for a level 3 gank on Nocturne. That in itself is pretty bloody uncommon, honestly. But here we go. So he fires out the Q. Doesn't quite hit it, but that's okay, because he's zoning out the Camille. Runs up to her. She gets battered like a cod. And that's first blood to Faker. Well, it's first blood to whoever Gangplank is. Alright, Faker, mate. You got a good play to start the game. Fair enough. What else are you going to do, buddy? What you got for us? So he's going back to the jungle here. He's going to go and farm. Let's skip through this, because this is the boring stuff. But now I'm interested to see whether he goes for blue smite or red smite when he recalls. I'm assuming he's going to go for warrior enchant, because warrior enchant is... I think it's the best one on Nocturne. Getting warrior enchant lethality is a pretty solid build that you can't go wrong with. Is he actually... is he globe-trotting for the dive? No, he's just going for the second scuttle crab. He puts high value on these scuttle crabs. Something that honestly might translate from being a mid laner to being a jungler is the value of vision in the river. So he's going in for his bot lane gank here. Gets quite fortunate for his timing, because this is just as the enemy team has gone aggressive. And ironically, the Ez had been DC'd for ages there. Well, for ages. For like a minute or two. But they were the ones winning that fight. So good thing. Good thing that Faker did show up. That's the wrong button. Alright, so he's genuinely globetrotting. That is quite a high amount of value he's putting on the scuttle crabs. I mean, there's... Scuttle crabs are great. They give you so much gold. But that value, the value of the vision in the river, I think, is something that he's putting extra attention to, because as a mid laner, the more vision you have in the river and stuff like that, the more aggressive you can go and the more plays you can make. So I guess he values that for the value that it gives to his his laners. So instead of just going for the Krugs, he goes for the scuttle crab, and then yeah. So he's gone for the blue smite, not the red smite. Double longsword. He is going to go into that warrior enchant. Hopefully he goes like full lethality here, or maybe like mostly lethality with a bit of like GA or something like that. I don't know. Let's see. What, he knows Zac is going to be here, and he has no backup, but he still wants to go for that play. Look at that, getting his controller down. Is he going to go for... Yo, if LeBlanc comes through, mate, you're in a bit of a pickle. No. See, this is the thing, is you can't... He doesn't have mid priority, so going for a play like that is very risky, because if that plays a 1v1, Nocturne's well happy with that. Nocturne is so good at this level at 1v1ing people. If big ifs here, if he tags his Q and if he can block something with his W specifically. Uh-oh. Can you get out of this one, mate? For some reason, Leona's sitting in your jungle. Flashes away, survives. Leona's going a little bit too deep here. Bang! That's Bang. Bang's dead. Bang gets banged by the GPQ. Pops level 6 from the kill. Turns in on the LeBlanc. Kills her. Nice try. See, you don't invade Faker. Faker invades you. In his own jungle. That's how that goes. Oh, there's Zac. He's putting a lot of pressure here, honestly. Considering his own red buff is up, he's prioritizing taking advantage of the fact that they just lost people on the enemy team. So who's going to stop Faker here? It's a bit of a reverse, honestly, from what happened around this area before, where Faker was the one who aggressed onto a play. And he got punished for, well, he didn't really get punished for it, but he couldn't stay because he had the enemy team was knocking about trying to who could collapse on him. But that time, when the enemy team is dead, he can then go for that aggressive play, especially because he can also 1v1 the enemy jungler, and that's something that Nocturne is good at. He's very good at doing that stuff. Like I say, if you tag the enemy jungler with your Q, you get a huge AD steroid. Specifically at rank 3, you get 35 AD, which is a BF sword, sort of. Something like that. It's a lot of AD, basically, lads. It's like 1,000 gold, almost 1,000 gold worth of free AD, just for hitting someone with your Q. And then if you block your W, not only, so if you block something with your W, blocking ability with your W, not only do you just not take damage from that ability, but you also get like 20, is it 20%? An extra 20% attack speed, yeah, from blocking your W with blocking. I can't talk. Blocking something with your W. So yeah, Nocturne, if you can do that, is very good in the 1v1s. Anyway, so now he's going for his old full clear. He's sitting on still the same items. He hasn't recalled yet. And his ultimate is up in 40 seconds. Now, Nocturne is not really a champion you want to do too much with before you hit level 6. And you want to play around your ultimate quite a lot. A bit like Rengar, honestly. These kind of champions who are ultimate reliant. When you don't have your ultimate up, it's fine to just farm and chill out because you want items anyway, right? You don't want to just be running around because if you fall behind, that's bad news when you're playing someone like Nocturne. So he's gone back. He's got his Warren Chant, I assume, here. Yep. And Mert Treads as well to avoid the CC coming through. There's a lot of hard CC coming through. Oh, picks up that cheeky one. It's going to turn on to the Zac as well. Now, Zac gets blooged here. Now, is that enough to turn that into something there? I think they've got it on. Oh, that's the TP. Oh, cheeky. Oh, that was cheeky. Faker hangs him out just in case he could go for the Q smite there to finish him off. It almost worked as well. Almost worked. That is cheeky. But now he sees his prey in the bot lane. He has no ultimate here, so if he's going to try and get this Ez, he's going to have to catch him. But I think, honestly, he's done it. He's got red buff as well. He's tagged him with the Q. He's out of it. He's out of it. This is one of the benefits of Blue Smite, however, is it makes you more useful without your ulti. So if you're deciding whether you want Blue or Red Smite, I would say if in doubt go Blue. But Red Smite is really good if you're in a tough jungle matchup. If he was up against like Kha'Zix or something like that, Red Smite would be helpful. But just in general, it gives you more damage. It works really nicely with your ultimate. When you jump in, you red smite someone. It's like having an ignite, but you also take less damage, so which is helpful when you're jumping in and smacking someone around the mouth. So either or works for you. Double longsword. I think he might be going for the lethality build. 4-0 and 2 at 10 minutes. Faker is ranked 20, by the way, or something like that. So he's not playing versus any kind of scrubs. He's generally just smashing the Korean challenges. Good stuff. Alright, back to farming. His jungle is up. Rift Herald is up as well. And the mid tower is still standing. Dragon is around. It's Cloud Dragon. So I don't really think people care too much about that. But that's going to be on his radar here. In my opinion, what they should do is if they can't just brute force the mid lane, then he should either use his ultimate in a side lane to get a pick and then go for an objective off of that. So either go for, if he kills Camille, for example, he can go for that top tower, maybe get the Herald as well. If he kills the LeBlanc in bot side, he can turn that into the Dragon or something. But I don't think he'll be able to... Ooh, what's going on there? I don't think he'll be able to force the mid lane necessarily. So if you want to get that mid lane, you have to go for the Herald first. At least that's if you don't get a pick beforehand. But his ultimate is up. LeBlanc is low. She's running away. Nocturne's just gonna come and support this one, but he's not needed here. This is a free kill. He's just here in case something happens. Now that they've got the kill onto the side lane, what do you go for here? I mentioned that you would want to go for Dragon before, so are they actually going to go for that, or are they going to turn that into a mid lane play? What are they going to go for here? So let's speed this up a bit. It is going to be the Dragon, nice. So they get the kill onto the LeBlanc and go for the Dragon afterwards. So there it is. Dragon's dead. Dragon's dead. And now, what are you going to do, mate? I feel like they should put some more focus onto this Herald here. Because they're winning this game. And they want to get that mid tower to accelerate the game. But they lost the Herald there. I don't think they should have lost that. I think that's a bit of a mistake. So he's going to engage here onto the Leona. He knows at least Zac is around. Maybe more. There's Camille as well. But Leona goes down. So she's not going to be able to contribute to this fight. And Zac is on half health. But there's a cheeky little hard boy here. Shooty hard boy. AKA the tower. It's going to cop block them a little bit. Alright. Corgi comes through the package and gets the kill. Alright, nothing. Don't have to worry about the hard boy there. It goes down. Good stuff. And they're going to get that tower there. Fakers need to stay for that. That's already going down. So he goes back to his farming. Take the scuttle. Give the blue over to the Corki. Take the rest of your topside jungle. How much gold is he on here? 1200. It's not a huge amount of gold to do anything with. He can get serrated dirt, but he's not going to be able to complete an item or anything like that. So he's just going to keep farming here. He doesn't need to recall. He's doing a full clear here, guys. He's legitimately doing a full clear. And this is a really important point, guys. Really, 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 really important point for junglers, okay? And when you're jungling. Just because you are the jungler does not mean you have to be everywhere all the time. Whenever something bad happens for your team, so whenever the enemy team does something good, I guess you could say, your teammates die or whatever, it's not automatically your fault. And you can see, even though stuff was happening topside, a lot of action happened topside. Faker just went and just cleared his jungle. That's all he did. Because it's still very important for him to do that. Just because he's the jungler doesn't mean he has to run around and be everyone's bitch all the time. You know, he still has his own things that he needs to do. He has his own goals he wants to achieve. His own power spikes he wants to reach. On Nocturne, once he gets that item complete, that's probably going to be a Dust Blade. Could be Yumu's as well, though, because Yumu's with Nocturne is really good because it will synergy with your E. But it's probably going to be a Dust Blade. And that's huge on Nocturne. He's level 11 with rank 2 ultimate. He's going to go for this. He's very, very close to his Dust Blade. He's got his Dust Blade if he wants to recall, but his ultimate is up in 4 seconds. Alright, so here we go. Let's just pause this right here because... You know what? I'm not going to pause it. I was going to break it down a little bit. But then I realized that there were 4 people here. So there's nothing to break down. Sometimes I like to pause and break down the play and just describe, you know, okay, so what do we want to do? What do we want to achieve here? How do we make this play work? Because it's easy to watch someone do stuff that works and be like, okay, yeah, he just went up to that. He just fought there and that was good. Without really looking at the specifics of what happened and really break down what happened and really learn as much as you can, because you can go for a good fight, but if you misplay it, it's, you know, you misplay it, you lose still. Alright, I would expect Faker to put... Why is it snowing? Why is it snowing? It was 13 degrees yesterday. 13 degrees Celsius. And now it's like -1, if not worse, and it's actually snowing. Why? I don't get it. But either way, what I was going to say is Faker will most likely be putting a lot of emphasis on a recall here because he wants to get that Dust Blade. That Dust Blade is a pretty big power spike. Anytime you buy a Dust Blade, anytime you go for a lethality item, you will want to get that as soon as possible. But where there are free kills, there are free kills. Here we go. Pops his ultimate, jumps in onto the Ez. Obviously, it's going to be the Ez. As you're flying through, you pop your W to block an ability. Tag them with your E. Tag them with your Q as you're flying through the air. So let's go for this really, really slowly here, okay? How does he use his ultimate? He's popped his ulti, and he's targeting bot lane. So as he's flying through the air, he throws out his Q. You can see the Q coming from here. He's not even landed and he's throwing out his Q, okay? It's an important thing to do on Nocturne because you want to, as soon as you land, you want to be able to start whacking that guy off as best you can. If you excuse the phrasing. So throw out your Q as you're flying through the air. So that then not only can you just immediately start punching them, but you're going to get that Q benefit. And it's really hard to miss your Q in this situation. Because look, Ez hasn't moved yet. Ez hasn't jumped away yet. Because Ez can't jump away until you've landed on him. Because if he does, you'll follow him. So he doesn't want that. He wants to jump away after you've landed. So he throws out his Q. He's going to tag with his E as well. There's the E as soon as he lands. He hasn't used his W here, but maybe that's because he's out of mana. Can you W when you're out of mana? I don't know. Either way, that's the important thing, okay? That's the important way to you could also press W there, but that's the important thing. I'm just going to check. Does W cost mana? It does. So he was He couldn't press W. That's fine. But if he wasn't he would press W there, and he would also block a skill shot coming through. So there you go. That's how you do the Nocturne when you're jumping in. It's a little thing. Makes a big difference there. Just throwing out your abilities as you're flying through midair. That also works for Rengar with his ultimate too. When you press R and you right click on someone and you're flying through the air, you want to throw out your bowler, your E, so that it lands while you're in the air, and press W as well. That way, not only are you generating ferocity for when you land, but you also, it's a lot easier to hit your E because it basically hits as you land on the target, and also it means that once you land, you can just start punching them rather than having to cast abilities. I knew there was a third one there. Anyway, let's go back to it, lads. Alright, so he has got his Dust Blade. He's going for his second lethality item as well. I love a build like this on Nocturne. It's so nice. It gives you so much damage. He will generally one-shot most people in this game right now. Ninja Tabby will cop block him a little bit, but I mean, there are Ninja Tabbies in basically every game that you play nowadays. So, the E is the escape. So if she uses that, she's got to be careful. Alright, let's fast forward a little bit here. Nocturne is not, even though his ultimate is a great engage ability as far as getting him in the fight is concerned, do not use your ultimate on Nocturne. At this stage of the game when you're grouping, do not use it to engage a fight. Don't be the first one going in. Unless you've got Guardian Angel or something like that, or you're like ridiculously far ahead. Don't do it. Because you will die really bloody quickly, and if you die really bloody quickly, you're not going to be very useful. Nocturne wants to deal damage. What did I do that for? If you don't deal damage on Nocturne, you're in a bit of a pickle, so don't do that. So you'll see he'll either be the secondary engage, or he won't even use it in a team fight. He'll just use it to pick someone out of position like he's done so far in the game. Alright, Gangplank gets that cheeky 1v4 kill onto Camille. Of course he does. While the enemy team is topside, he gets something on the bot side of the map. Baron is spawning. It has just spawned here, and with how far ahead Faker's team is, I would say that it would be a good idea for them to look for it. The only downside being there's no tank for it, really. So they have, but I feel like the amount of damage they have for it will more than make up for it. And okay, there you go. So they're going to get a pick here onto the Leona. I mentioned how you want to use your ultimate just to get, you know, if you don't want to, you have to be careful how you use it in team fights, but you can also just use it to pick people out of position, which is exactly what he did there. So yeah, if you see people isolated, just BAM! Pop your ultimate, you kill them, they die. Keep farming. Got the control wall down onto the Baron pit here as well, so they've got that vision control. If they want to go for the dragon at any time, it's easier for them to do so. But also it puts pressure onto the enemy team, because now they have to stay around the Baron to make sure that Faker's team isn't doing it, because they can't get any vision onto it. So it really limits the playing field, if that makes sense, for the enemy team. Alright, Gangplank's gotten himself into a bit of something maybe he didn't want to. But he's pretty blooming strong. The Starrett's coming through here. LeBlanc is dead. Zac is going to follow soon as well. Faker gets delivered closer to the enemy team, but his ultimate isn't up, so he probably won't be able to do anything here. But still 2 kills. That's easy peasy lemon squeezy. At this point, you just got to bum rush it to the Baron, or just push down mid and try and get the inhibitor. I would say that's kind of preference up to them, which they want to go for here. I prefer personally to go for a Baron in this situation, because Baron as a neutral objective not only makes it easier for you to get the inhibitor after, but also makes it hard for the enemy team to get back into the game, because this is the neutral objective which they can take too. So not only do you get it, but you deny it from the enemy team. So, but you don't want to run the risk. If Zac was alive here, I would say maybe you don't want to go for this. So you have to make sure you're not going to risk throwing the objective. But the enemy team seems to want to try and stop this, which is why I paused it to break it down a little bit. So we saw that Camille was TPing around this area here. There's 2 people here. So you got Poke coming through this side, and you're going to get flanked and engaged on here. But you've got 5 people. So all that you've got to be careful of is that if you're a squishy, stand in this area here. Don't take free Poke from Ez, and you'll pretty much be fine. There's not much you have to worry about here at all. I mean, as far as Faker's concerned, his ultimate is up, but he's the jungler. He wants to secure the Baron. So what he wants to do here is stay just whacking this Baron, secure Baron, and then as soon as it dies, press R on Ez. That's what I would do, at least, depending on the situation, but more or less do something like that. So let's see what they do here. So Leona engages. Morgana's going to die really quickly. They're going to peel away onto the Leona. Okay, they're doing this one slightly differently here. But I guess this is what happens when you don't have a tank. So this is really good for the enemy team, actually. There goes the ultimate. He's popped it onto the Ez, but he's got to be careful now. He's really low. He's dead. Damn, that was bad. Alright, I heavily underestimated how much damage they were going to take from that Baron there. But I did mention before they don't have a tank for it, so it's tough, but they do have a lot of damage for it. But then if it gets contested like that, you don't have someone who's tanking up all of the Baron's damage, which means that if the enemy team comes, you're taking a lot of damage. So if the enemy team comes in, they can turn on you, which is basically what happened. They tried to turn, but yeah, that went a lot worse than I thought it would, honestly. Still, they didn't lose Baron themselves, so that's okay. But as far as the enemy team's concerned, that was successful. That was a successful play for them. All right, Blanc she keeps getting herself into trouble. She doesn't want to get into too much trouble. Faker's still farming. If there's one thing you've learned from this video, guys, look how much Faker's farming. He just doesn't stop. He's on 190 CS, which is the same as his top laner. A lot more than an enemy jungler. He's got a crap ton of CS here, and it's really important to do this when you're playing Nocturne. Or any jungler, it's really good to farm on, but it's really important to farm on carry junglers. Because you want damage, you know, or assassin junglers, you need damage on them. And again, spot someone in the side lane, presses R. If you're playing versus Nocturne, guys, you can't do this. You can't just sit in the side lane like that, because you will just die. Like, Nocturne will just ult you. You have to, if you're sitting like that, you have to, like, bait something. But you can't be playing like that. Like, that's just way too risky. Way too risky. Alright, let's get forward here, boys. Just got his Edge of Night. Just acts as like another W for him, basically. So he pops his Edge of Night, ults in. Oh, there we go. He's getting engaged on. Blocks the E with from the Zac with his W, with the spell shield. His team is really nowhere to be seen here. So they can't stay. Although everyone's here apart from Gangplank. Gangplank's got his ultimate down. So they're going to go back in. Faker is not a tank, so he has to be careful how hard he runs at this Ez. If his ultimate's not up, it's hard for him to do that. But he has enough support here that he should get away with it. But he still has to be careful. Ez will kite him pretty hard here. Ez is flashing away here. Spell shields, Q tags. Look at this. You have to be so scared. You have to be so careful. He's still an assassin, guys. He still takes a lot of damage. Imagine if he jumped in. This is what I was talking about before, when you don't want to jump into people as Nocturne. Imagine if he did that versus the enemy team. And there was more than just Ez there. I mean, Ez hits him like, what, 3 or 4 times? You saw how much damage he takes from that. It's pretty crazy. Infernal Dragon, boom, that's a nice one. So try and pick that one up. Team groups for that one, that's easy to do. But just get a few kills, you can get the game here. You can go for Baron as well. There goes the ulti, but misses its target as they run out of line of sight, or fog of war. That's 1 kill. Can they turn it into even more? If they turn it into even more, that's got to be Baron. To be fair, even this has a chance of being Baron as it stands. Let's see what they go for here. Oh, there's the engage into the mid lane. Nocturne obviously with no ultimate can't re-engage this one himself. Question mark ping onto the Gangplank there, because that kind of cock blocks their Baron play. Oh, let's see what Caitlyn can do. Oh, that's so close. Ah, here she's dead. Faker flanking. Gets the Ez. If they don't get the Zac, that makes it very hard to go Bron. Oh, he's out. Alright, what's the plan, boys? What's the plan? Do you rush the Bron? Or do you push down mid? Oh, Faker wants a trap. Okay. He's going for it. Tags him. Jumps in. Red buff onto Faker here. She's dead. TP. I don't know whether Faker's team saw that or not. I don't think they did. But he has to be careful. Oh, it wasn't. It's not Camille, it's LeBlanc. Well, you have to be less careful then. This fight just doesn't stop. Faker's ulti is almost up here. Almost. Not quite. Very close, though. There's a TP in mid lane. That's Camille. That's the one you have to be careful of. Faker doesn't care. He pops his Edge of Night. He jumps in. I'm not sure about this one, Faker. Be careful, friend. Gets the support from the Gangplank ultimate. Blocks the stun from Camille with his spell shield. Pops his ulti. He's going down, though. He's out of it. Yeah, you got to be careful of that one. Let's see what items Camille has here. Just a Ninja Tabby as far as armor goes. But yeah, Ninja Tabby is enough to block all that damage, apparently. But he's got his GA now. So, let's see. Faker's team, if you could hear me, even though you played this game a few days ago and you can't hear me, but if you could, you're being sloppy. Alright, guys? Group up. End the game. Or, get a pick, group up, end the game. Because Nocturne's good at doing that. Alright, let's fast forward here. Get rid of the boring stuff. Alright, they're going for the dragon. That's kind of risky without Faker, honestly. Okay, Faker's coming in, though. He's pretty far, but he's... Oh, no, she's dead. She's gone. But 2 kills traded back. That's good. The dragon is probably dead here. But Faker wants in. He wants in. Do it, Faker. Press the button. Oh, his ult's on cooldown. Never mind. Hyping something up. That's not going to happen. That's cool though. They get trading. Oh no, his ult sub is going in. He gets to the block. He can turn onto the Ez as well. You got to be careful though. Ez can cut you pretty hard. Yep. Apparently. Oh. Okay. Oh. All right. Yep. And he's dead too. Okay. So what are you gonna get here, guys? You're gonna end the game. We're gonna get something here, or what? We're just gonna waste some more time, lads. Right, it should be at least 1 inhibitor. Might go for the end here. I don't know. I don't like this. Are they really going to do this again? Oh god, please don't lose your GA like this. I'm just going to keep skipping here because Faker does not want to do anything here. He wants out. He wants out for sure here. Oh god, he's going back in on this health though. Oh my god. Oh, there come the assist me pings. He flashes out. Baits in another kill for the... Oh no, Zack's still alive. Baits in the Leona. Turns in onto the Ez. Gets the kill onto the Zack. He does go down at the end. And he... Oh my god, Faker, mate. Oh, what a nutty play. Honestly, 99 people out of 100 would recall in that situation. Not Faker. Not Faker. Incredible. For this game being the way it was, to end like that is fabulous. Brilliant stuff. So that's what happens when Faker plays jungle. Thanks so much for watching the Spectate today. Thumbs up if you liked it. You can subscribe to me for more content. Have a fantastic day, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in my next.